Samsung just shook up the smartwatch game. While the foldables got most of the headlines at Unpacked, the real surprise was the Galaxy Watch 8 series, especially the return of the classic with its beloved rotating bezel. These aren't just iterative upgrades. Samsung's made major moves in design, performance, and health tech, and added features we've never seen on a wearable before. Here's why this drop actually matters. Smartwatches have plateaued for a while. Most do basic tracking, run similar apps, and look decent on the wrist. But Samsung's aiming to break that cycle. The Watch 8 series doesn't just refine what came before, it redefines how much a wearable can tell you about your health. And it's doing so with smarter AI, sharper displays, and new sensors that go beyond heart rate and sleep. Starting with the Galaxy Watch 8. It's the thinnest Samsung smartwatch yet at just 8.66 millimeters, which makes it 11% slimmer than its predecessor. That might sound small, but on your wrist, it feels noticeably lighter. It comes in two sizes, 40 millimeters and 44 millimeters, weighing just 30 grams and 34 grams respectively. You can get it in either graphite or silver, and both use an aluminum body that feels minimal but durable. The design itself takes a new direction. Samsung's introduced what they call a squircle shape, a hybrid between square and circle. It's inspired by the Watch Ultra design language, and it's not just a visual tweak. That shape improves how the watch hugs your wrist, which helps with more accurate sensor readings during workouts or sleep. Then there's the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic. It skipped a generation, but it's back, and with that fan-favorite mechanical rotating bezel. At 46 millimeters, it's noticeably larger and heavier to 63.5 grams with a stainless steel body. You feel the difference on the wrist, but in a good way. It's substantial, high-end, and that rotating bezel isn't just nostalgic, it's practical. Navigating apps or swiping through notifications feels smoother with physical feedback, and for some, the tactile click alone makes it worth the premium. There's a new customizable button between the usual home and back controls. You can map it to quick launch workouts or apps, and it feels like a quality of life upgrade that should have been there all along. Now to the one part that might annoy some loyal users. Older Galaxy Watch bands won't fit. Samsung's introduced a new dynamic lug system for easier strap swaps. You just press and pop, but it's a completely different mechanism. So if you've got a collection of 20 millimeters bands, they're sidelined for now. That said, the new system does offer better stability, especially for high-movement activities. Under the hood, both watches are running Samsung's brand new Exynos W1000 chip, built on a 3nm process. That's a big leap from last year. It's paired with 2 GB of RAM and either 32 GB of storage on the standard Watch 8 or 64 GB on the Classic. That means faster app launches, smoother transitions, and enough storage for offline playlists, especially useful if you're a Spotify Premium user who runs without a phone. The displays are some of the brightest you'll find on a smartwatch, up to 3000 nits, which is 50% brighter than last year's. That's approaching smartphone territory. Outdoor visibility is no longer an issue, whether you're running at noon or checking messages under direct sunlight. It's crisp and readable. The Watch 8 comes with a 1.34-inch display on the 40mm version and 1.47-inch on the 44mm, both sharp, vibrant AMOLED panels. The Classic matches the smaller size, but has a thicker bezel for that signature look. The real power of the Watch 8 series, though, lies in the health features. Samsung's sensor suite is more advanced than ever. You've got optical, electrical, and bioelectrical impedance sensors, plus skin temperature, barometer, accelerometer, gyroscope, geomagnetic, light, and 3D Hall sensors. In plain English, that means it tracks almost everything: ECG, blood pressure, body composition, sleep, heart rate, SPO2. But now, they've added two features you won't find anywhere else. First, the antioxidant index. It sounds niche, but here's how it works. You press your thumb against the back sensor for 5 seconds, and it measures carotenoid levels in your skin. Why that matters? Carotenoids are linked to your diet's quality, mostly from fruits and veggies. Low score, the watch might suggest eating more grains. It's basically giving you a real-time snapshot of how your diet's impacting your body, something no other wearable is doing. Second, there's vascular load monitoring. It tracks how hard your heart's working while you sleep, over 3 nights, to build a baseline. If you have a salty dinner, get stressed, or drink too much caffeine, your vascular load spikes. The watch then gives you a nudge with suggestions on how to ease off. It's subtle but powerful because it's watching for long-term heart strain, not just acute stress. Other standout features: sleep apnea detection, energy scores based on your heart rate and sleep, and bedtime guidance that uses your circadian rhythm to suggest when you should wind down. There's also a new running coach with 160 training plans and real-time feedback during workouts. Not just pacing tips, but actual encouragement like you're almost at your goal pace or ease up for better recovery. On the software side, both watches run Wear OS 6 with Samsung's refined One UI 8 watch skin. It's polished and snappy. Multi-info tiles give you quick access to stats. The new navbar brings real-time alerts like weather or reminders front and center. And the redesigned app tray supports both list and grid views. Google's Gemini AI is built in too, so you can ask it for directions, playlist suggestions, or fitness tips without touching your phone. It's early days, but if it works reliably, that's a major step forward for on-wrist productivity. Battery life hasn't taken a huge leap, but it's solid. The Classic has a 445 mAh battery, while the Watch 8 packs 325 mAh on the 40mm and 435 mAh on the 40mm. With always-on display, expect about a day and a half. Turning that off can stretch it to full days. Charging still takes around 2 hours. Not the fastest, but manageable. Samsung could definitely improve here in the next gen. Prices start at $349.99 for the 40mm Watch 8 and $499.99 for the Classic. LTE versions cost about $50 more. That $150 difference between the two models is really about the materials, storage, and that rotating bezel. The Classic feels like a premium timepiece. But if you're more into fitness and lighter wear, the standard Watch 8 makes more sense. I tested both in real-world conditions. A 5K run with the Classic showed off its GPS precision and reliable heart tracking, while the running coach gave live prompts to keep pace. The Watch 8 felt lighter during workouts, but I did miss the tactile feel of the bezel. The new strap system takes a little practice, but once you get it, swaps are quick. And yes, the antioxidant index flagged me for needing more veggies. Vascular load also picked up a stress spike after a late night and too much coffee. And the bedtime nudge was oddly accurate. So which one's right for you? If you want the lightest, sleekest Samsung wearable with all the core health features, go for the Watch 8. If you're after something more luxurious, with that satisfying rotating bezel and better offline capabilities, the Classic's the better fit. Either way, Samsung's just raised the bar. Not by copying what others are doing, but by making health tracking smarter and more actionable. And that's what makes the Watch 8 series worth your attention. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.